there was an understanding that life with your husband would be one of freedom. Little did I know that was not the case. Hi, my name is Shaima and I'm a transformational coach. I wanted to talk today about my first marriage and why I decided to get married and what really transpired, which resulted in a divorce. So I was always brought up with knowing that I would always get married. That was just the way forward. That's what was preached religiously. And so it was never really up for debate, marriage or not to be married. So there was never a question about being forced. That is what I knew. Everybody around me was married, and that was a family that I came from and what I believed to be a way of being. So when I started getting proposals at the age of 16, I was very aware that I had to live a life a certain way to get certain sort of families approaching me. So for example, when I applied to university, it had to be in London because I had to stay at home. The option of going to university outside London was not up for debate, because what it meant was that my value system was that I respected the cultural side of that women stayed at home until they got married, that they had respect for those values and their parents, and also there was a high chance that the girl was a virgin because they weren't living outside and those sort of unsaid things. So that was sort of pre-marriage, sort of the reason behind it. And also there was an understanding that freedom really came when you left your family home and moved into your married home. So life with your husband would be one of freedom because you could do whatever you like. So that was the perception of it, and little did I know that was not the case. So I got married at 19. I was at university. I was doing a business computing degree and I absolutely loved it. And one of the conditions of me getting married with the family that I married into was that I would continue my education. That wasn't up for debate. It was very important for my parents. It was important for me, and so forth. But what I didn't realize when I got married pretty quickly on, the juggling that was required by being a full-time student, being a new wife and a new daughter-in-law, and how all those things were so entangled together. The degree I was on was very practical. There were a lot of group presentations. There was a lot of coding and project work that I had to do in the evenings, which was turning out to be a bit of an issue because I was expected to be there and really to cater when my in-laws came over. And I could see, and what I was experiencing was a real unhappiness in how my evenings were being occupied. And it seemed like I couldn't please them. And I was told that I could get a job without a degree. And there were some examples of people who were working in banks and so forth that they knew. And that's not what I wanted to do. I was very ambitious at the time. I've always been pretty ambitious, to be honest. And that's not really the way I saw myself. So I said no, which caused a lot of problems. And my husband at the time said to me, well, my mum has elected you, so you have to do what she says. So that brought up a lot of stuff for me. Freedom was definitely one of them. It wasn't the fact also that I felt my husband was really hearing what I was saying and what I wanted. And the other big thing was they wanted me to move into their place, so I would be there and more catering for their needs when they needed it to be. And at that time, I could see the friction. I didn't think that was a good idea because I wasn't being heard or anything. So the conversation about leaving started, and I decided to do that. And I decided to do, and my parents were always very supportive in terms of what is right and what is wrong, what is fair and what is unfair, and how women should be treated and how human beings should be treated. And they could see that there was no seeing rationality in this. And so I decided to come home. And that was a really dark moment for me, because when I left my parents' home, life seemed full of opportunities and hope and possibilities. And when I came back, it just seemed so doom and gloom about what my options are and what it means never to be a mum, because never to be married again was very much on the cards. And how cultural systems and family systems, there was so much unsaid conditioning in the space that you really don't understand how potent all of it is and how much it consumes you and your whole decision-making process. So I started my life very much then at the age of 21. This is going to be my work and my career, and I'm going to do what I want and thrive. But my love life is going to be one of a lack of intimacy and really accepting that's the way it was going to go. And that really changed me a lot. It really saddened me of how limiting women's opportunities are without things being said. And that really started a conversation and dialogue with myself as to what I wanted and how to move forward.